Right, so hi everyone. This is another snippet of the project that our amazing fellows have worked on. Today we have Rati, and she's gonna introduce herself in a bit and her project. This is one of the projects I'm most excited about, and we think it's a really cool project. So yeah, Rati, I will ask you to share your screen and just start talking to us.
Great. Thank you so much, Heba, for this opportunity. And I really loved working on the project and pursuing my research interest that I'm really passionate about. So, hi guys. My name is Rati Chaudhary. I have completed my post-graduation in architecture and urbanism from Manchester School of Architecture. And I work in smart city development, urban regeneration, and now flexible and modular planning. So the name of my project is Reconfigurable City, and it basically establishes an importance to flexible and modular kind of a planning that our cities need so that they become timeless and they can adapt to the changing requirements of the future generation. So just to give a little bit of background for the project, so new towns around the world have been developed on modern planning concepts, which kind of which promise to create European solutions with promising about freedom and openness. But these new towns have actually failed to create such environments, and they have created rigid and admin urban structures, which now are perceived as dull, unexciting, unsafe, and unsustainable places to settle permanently. So the factors that so the problem with this kind of planning is not just the nature of how it's carried out, but also the way in the way that the urban factors are kind of treated. So population growth, demographic structures, socioeconomic conditions, technological advancements, and environmental conditions all govern the growth of cities. And these factors have always been considered as static and preconceived to reach a certain maximum limit of change, but in reality they are highly dynamic in nature, and keeps the rate of change also keeps on changing rapidly with time. So because of this preconceived notion and considering them static, our cities have become quite rigid in nature, and they are not being able to change themselves according to the changing needs and demands of the generations that it has to serve. Um, so, so the thing is, the parameters, no parameter is kind of inevitable. The reality is that the dynamism of these parameters and the changing nature is the only inevitable factor that is present in the urban fabric, a factor that is of utmost importance in planning timeless cities. Coming to how these urban parameters have had adverse consequences on the nature of new town development. So growth of population and changes in demographic structures have outpaced the development of Bhubaneswar in India, which has resulted in an increased amount of slum development that has affected the quality of urban infrastructure. Similarly, the strict zoning and segregation of living environments in Tin Shui Wai in Hong Kong has resulted in high unemployment rates, which in turn resulted in higher crime rates and child and spouse abuse. Milton Keynes is a perfect example where high dependency and prioritizing the technology has had adverse effects on the environment. Influence of technology over New Songdo has converted the city into a creepy machine town, which has now a brain of its own. Political instability in Cyberjaya has killed the city even before it came into a complete existence, and now it's a ghost town. At the same time, Singapore's efficient policies for public housing made it possible to adapt its existing infrastructure according to the changing needs and demands of the people and the changing demographic compositions. So it's quite evident that these parameters like political conditions, technology, social well-being, social structures, all these play a very important role in how our urban fabric is being formed, and in turn affect the livability of a place. So the research kind of aims to establish this, and it wants to kind of create a forum, create a debate or a dialogue amongst the urban community, and create an awareness that we need to think about these things, that now we cannot think of these factors as static. They have to be thought about as dynamic factors. And if cities are not developed accordingly and flexibility is not provided in the urban fabric, our cities will not be able to live longer. Uh, Literature studies have been carried out on new town development, on modernism theories of urban planning, and how urban parameters have affected the growth in new towns. And also literature studies have been carried out on modular architecture and community participation, because these are the base for promoting a flexible infrastructure. So the purpose of the research is to develop an urban fabric for future new towns that are modular, flexible, responsive to the changing urban parameters, and open to change to accommodate the needs and demands of the various generations it has to serve. So a reconfigurable city can be defined as an evolutionary process of city development that is modular and flexible at all building scales. So be it city planning, urban design, architecture, governance, etc. And it should allow modifications without the need for capital intensive investments, and it should keep evolving into various forms according to the needs of the various generations it serves. So it should be looked as an AI system which has a brain of its own, where the urban fabric would learn from the data that is fed. So, for example, the urban parameters, the changes in the urban parameters would be the data it is fed, and so that it provides a livable urban structures accordingly, and while maintaining its human scale, because that's the most important aspect that is overlooked when technology comes into picture in building cities. So the concept is like a city is an amalgamation of various scales, and thus creating a flexible fabric requires integration of modular strategies at every single stage. So what this means is that a reconfigurable city should have modular buildings which can house the increasing population, and at the same time it can it can transform its unused living spaces into different functions when the population decreases. So, for example, if a size of a household decreases, the size of the living units must change, and any extra space that is left unused should be converted into a different function or should be used by a different household, so that there's no wastage of space at all. And this can be done by implementing efficient policies, which can be used to make sure that people are not wasting the additional spaces they have. So modularity and architectural scale is important, but along with that, flexibility at a political level is also very important. Coming to public spaces, underutilized public spaces with monofunctionality are left deserted during certain hours of the day, which makes it unsafe for people, affecting the security of that region. So a place that is used as an office parking during the day can be converted into a food street at night, ensuring that the public space will always have a human footfall, making the area vibrant at all times. Similarly, even the city grid should be planned in a modular way, so that if at all in future the footprint of the building has to change, or the building has to increase or decrease horizontally, the public space grid can be modulated in a way effectively avoiding the result of an urban sprawl beyond the city limits. So this degree of adaptability can be attained by extrapolating the future rates of changes in the urban parameters and planning to create an evolutionary structure. For the reconfigurable city to actually realize its full potential, it will be very important to understand the behavioral patterns of the various generations and the change of thinking and expectations that arise due to this generation gap. So community participation, keeping a focus on future adults of the society would be very important for developing this kind of a concept. Reconfigurable City aims to start a dialogue amongst the built environment community. It aims to create an awareness about the importance of timeless and adaptable cities and the importance of community participation in the process. And it provides a unique solution based on modular and flexible planning, which can actually help us in developing cities which are sustainable for a longer run, which will live longer, and which will provide livable urban fabric. Thank you.
And thank you again, Rati, for doing this, and hopefully you enjoy the fellowship.
Yes, I did. And thank you so much for this opportunity. This really got me interested into research area, and I kind of really enjoyed the fellowship and how it was structured and organized. This is an incredible opportunity.